Hello students, as we are in the analysis of full wave rectifier, see intentionally I have opened the analysis we have done in case of half wave rectifier. Is it? I told you that methodology of analysis is the same as that of half wave rectifier. Whatever we have done there, whatever logic we have used in case of half wave rectifier to analyze all those parameters, we'll use the same logic here. So let's start with the second parameter of full wave rectifier, that is VDC, average voltage. Instead, let me write it is average voltage. Or I can say it's a DC voltage, average voltage or DC voltage. So how can I find DC voltage? The basic equation, DC voltage is equals to, see, V is equals to IR, basic ohms, use it, IDC multiply by RL. VDC is equals to IDC RL. V is equals to IR is the basic ohms, I am using it. Now what is the value of IDC in case of full wave rectifier? See, we have derived IDC is equals to twice Im by pi. So instead of this Im by pi, now the new number will be twice Im by pi. Twice Im by pi multiply by this RL. But see, what is the value of Im here? I am putting new value of Im. Why I am doing this? Because I want VDC, that is DC voltage, in terms of voltage. I don't want voltage in terms of current. I want voltage in terms of voltage, and that's the reason I am doing this simplification. So Im is equals to Vm divided by this Rf plus Rs plus RL. Now what is that Rf? It is a forward resistance offered by the diode in forward bias. This Rs is the resistance offered by the secondary winding of the transformer, and RL is a load resistance, is it? So as this Rs and Rf, these values are very small. If I compare them with load resistor RL, then as compared to RL, those values are very small, and that's why this Rs plus Rf and RL, this summation, I am putting approximately RL. So that's why this above equation becomes Vm divided by RL only. Is it? I am going to conclude with Vm divided by RL. So then put Im is equals to Vm divided by RL in above equation of VDC in this equation. Then what I am getting? I am getting VDC is equals to, wait, where is the cursor? Now look at this, VDC is equals to what? It means it is twice Im divided by pi multiplied by RL. Put the value of Im, I will get Vm divided by RL, and now it is not Vm by RL, that multiplier 2a is there, so it will be twice Vm divided by RL divided by pi multiplied by this RL. So RL will get cancelled, and the only thing which is remaining, that is twice Vm divided by pi. So this is the average voltage we are getting when we use full wave rectifier. Is it? We are using full wave rectifier. See, I didn't mention whether it is a full wave rectifier, full wave center tap, or full wave bridge rectifier, because the analysis for full wave center tap all is applicable to the bridge rectifier, is it? We will discuss it afterward, but for the time being, VDC that we have derived is twice Vm divided by pi, that is voltage in terms of voltage. Yes. Now as we are done with the DC current, DC voltage, let's find out what is the DC power then. Basic equation for the power, P is equals to what? P is equals to Vi. P is equals to Vi. You can use this equation, P is equals to Vi, or you can use P is equals to I square, or another form of power, that is P is equals to V square divided by R. Use any of the form, no problem. But in case of half wave rectifier, this form of power we have used. So what is that? It is P is equals to I square multiplied by R. So PDC is equals to, that I is now IDC, and this R is now load resistor RL. So IDC, because we are calculating DC power. So DC power means DC current and DC voltages that I need to consider. So I'm considering DC current, that is IDC, multiply by this RL. Now that IDC equation we have derived for full wave rectifier, IDC is equals to twice Im by pi. So I'm using twice Im divided by pi. The square will be as it is, multiplied by RL, and this is what equation of DC power in case of full wave rectifier. That now we will understand. If you understand analysis of half wave rectifier, then it will be easy for you people to understand the analysis of full wave rectifier, because I'm telling you again and again that whatever method, whatever logic we have used in case of half wave rectifier, we'll copy the same logic here for full wave rectifier for all the parameters except 2 3. Now look at this, DC power, DC voltage and DC current, that part we are done with. Is it? Now the next parameter for full wave rectifier is we follow the same, even sequence also will follow with reference to the half wave rectifier. Is it? Now look at this. In case of half wave rectifier, we are done with DC current, DC voltage, DC power. Then we started with AC current, AC voltage and AC power. Here also, in case of full wave rectifier, what we'll do? We have followed DC current, DC voltage, DC power. Now it's time to calculate AC current, AC voltage and AC power. So let's start with AC current. Look at this. This is AC current. AC current. And this is what equation of AC current we have derived in case of half wave rectifier. I told you there that we are writing everything in detail because I will use this in case of full wave rectifier. So the notation for AC current that I have used is IL RMS. AC current or AC quantity is always represented in the form of RMS value. So I am writing IL RMS. Now, as it is an RMS value, it means take an average value, square of it, and put everything under square root. That's what the logic we follow generally. Now, look at this. Under root, it was 0 to pi in case of half wave rectifier. Why it is 0 to pi in case of half wave rectifier? Because here we have done some work. Look at the right corner. In this half wave rectifier, within a period of 0 to pi, there was a output voltage. But for the period of pi to 2 pi, output voltage was absent completely in case of half wave rectifier. But in case of full wave rectifier, the things are not same in case of full wave rectifier. What we have in full wave rectifier? In full wave rectifier, we have output voltage available for 0 to pi as well as for pi to 2 pi. Is it? So that's why I have to write the integration over 0 to 2 pi. That's what the only change I have to make here in this equation, and rest of the steps are completely same. Only instead of pi we have to put 2 pi. So let's start with putting the value 2 pi. Everywhere I have to make changes. Look at this. Here it is 0. Here it is, instead of 0 to pi, I will write 0 to 2 pi. 1 divided by 2 pi will be as it is, Im square, sine square, omega t. Everything is same. Now again here, Im, I took out Im. Look at this. Im is out of the square root now. 1 divided by 2 pi will be as it is. Then instead of pi, I am putting 0 to 2 pi. Now sine square omega t, we use this formula. Sine square theta is equal to what? 1 minus cos 2 theta divided by 2. Now sine square omega t means 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. I'm just simplify this, and d omega t, everything as it is. Then again come to the next step. Im, yes, Im is there. 1 divided by 2 pi, 1 divided by 2 pi is there. Then integration 0 to pi, I have to write integration 0 to 2 pi. Right? Now this 1 half, look at this 1/2, I'm keeping this 1/2 separately, and this cos 2 omega t divided by 2, this part separately, and for both the quantities I have integration for 0 to 2 pi. Look at this, cos 2 omega t divided by 2. That's what I'm just splitting the equation, nothing else. Now after that, again come to the next step. Now integration of cos 2 omega t, this part, integration of cos 2 omega t. We have formula, look at this. What is the formula? Integration of cos 2 theta is equals to sin 2 theta divided by 2, and that's what I'm doing here. Is it? Now look at this first. Solve this first. Omega t divided by 2. Yes, omega t divided by 2, and now instead of pi I will have 2 pi. Again sin 2 omega t, here I will write 2 pi. 2 multiplied by 2. Look at this, sin 2 theta divided by 2. I'm using is cos 2 omega t divided by 2. It becomes sin 2 omega t divided by 2, and this denominator 2 will be as it is. Instead of this pi, I'm writing 2 pi. Now again come to the next step. What I have, Im will be as it is, then 1 divided by 2 pi. Now instead here, instead of pi, it will become now 2 pi. Was it? 2 pi divided by 2 minus 0 divided by 2, and now this is sin 2 omega t divided by 4. Now this sin 2 omega t will become now 2 pi. So sin 4 pi divided by 4 minus sin 0 divided by 4. Obviously this complete thing will become 0. Look at this, all this will become, because sin 0 is equals to 0, sin 4 pi or sin 2 pi, sin everything becomes 0. So this whole thing becomes 0. So what I have 1 divided by 2 pi, 2 pi divided by 2. Look at this, 1 divided by 2 pi, and here it is 2 pi divided by 2. In next step, this 2 pi will cancel this 2 pi, and what I will have finally, I will have only 1 divided by 2. So it is 1 divided by 2. Now simplify this, it will be Im multiplied by 1 divided by root 2. So it is Im divided by root 2. Finally, what I'm getting equation? I'm getting equation IRMS is equals to Im divided by root 2. That is what the final equation. In case of half wave rectifier, what was the equation? It was Im divided by 2. In case of full wave rectifier, it is Im divided by root 2. That's what it is. Isn't it so simple? Whatever we have done for half wave rectifier, yes, follow the same step for full wave rectifier. This little changes. In case of half wave rectifier, it was 0 to pi. In case of full wave rectifier, it is 0 to 2 pi. That's what the only change, and follow the same process, you will get the equation. So analysis part for rectifier is so simple. Only you need to understand the first type of rectifier. Is that? Now this is what we are done with current. Is it? AC current. Now come to AC voltage also. Is it? In case of AC voltage, I am writing equation. In case of half wave rectifier, we have written VRMS is equals to IRMS multiplied by R total. So what is the value of IRMS? The value of IRMS is equals to Im by 2 in case of half wave rectifier. In full wave rectifier, the value becomes Im by root 2. This is what just now we have derived. Look at this, Im divided by root 2. So I am putting this value, Im divided by root 2, multiply by the total resistance Rs, Rf, RL, which is approximately RL only. Look at this. This is approximately RL. So what I am writing? I am writing Im divided by root 2 multiply by RL. So Im divided by root 2 multiply by RL. But I want voltage in terms of voltage. I don't want voltage in terms of current. So what I will do, next step, I will represent the current Im Where is the cursor? Next step, I will represent this Im in terms of Vm. So what I will write? I will write Im is equals to Vm divided by RL. So it will be Im divided by root 2 multiplied by RL. Put value of Im is equals to Vm by RL. So it means it will be Vm divided by RL divided by, it is root 2. Then this RL will get cancelled, and finally the remaining part is Vm divided by root 2. In case of half wave rectifier, what was the equation? The equation was Vm by 2. In case of full wave rectifier, what is the equation? It is Vm divided by root 2. Even those equations are quite very simple to remember, is it? Look at this, IRMS, Im by 2 in case of half wave rectifier. Here in full wave rectifier, it is Im by root 2. In half wave rectifier, the AC voltage is Vm by 2. In case of full wave rectifier, it is Vm by root 2. Right? So things are quite simple if we compare all the equations. Sorry. Now look at this, where the cursor, somewhere here. Now the third part is AC power. See, we have derived AC current, we have derived AC voltage. Now calculate AC power. AC power means what? We have 2-3 forms to calculate AC power. P is equals to VI, P is equals to I square R, P is equals to V square divided by R. 2-3 forms are there. One of the form that we have used in case of half wave rectifier is IRMS square multiplied by RL. So IRMS, what is the value of IRMS? The value of IRMS is Im divided by root 2 bracket square multiplied by RL. So now it becomes Im square divided by, now instead of 4, what I need to write? I have to write, sorry, only 2 here. I will write 2. So Im square divided by 2 multiplied by RL is the value of AC power. This is what. Right? See, things are too simple if you understand half wave rectifier analysis clearly. So be clear with half wave rectifier, you will be clear with full wave rectifier and bridge rectifier, is it? Now this is about the power. It means now till now, how many parameters we are done with? We are done with 6 parameters. DC current, DC voltage, DC power. AC current, AC voltage and AC power. Right? So 6 parameters are done. Now the next parameter, what we started with in case of half wave rectifier, the next parameter was a ripple factor and transformer utilization factor. Now let's discuss about a ripple factor. Right. Now let me repeat the thing. What is ripple factor? A ripple factor is amount of AC component present in the output waveform. Remember, amount of AC component present in the output waveform. Because see, as if it is a rectifier, its job is to convert AC signal into DC signal. But whatever output we are getting from the rectifier is not pure DC. That output waveform still contains some AC part, some AC ripples are present in the output waveform. So how much those AC components are present in the output? That's what we have to calculate. So the amount of AC component present in the output waveform is called a ripple factor. Is it? The figure indicates the factor. Now that's why we have written equation of a ripple factor. R is equals to AC components divided by DC components, and by this, see, you remember that we have derived one general expression for ripple factor. This is what? A general expression. And while deriving this general equation, while studying half wave rectifier, I told you that we are referring it as a general expression of a ripple factor because this expression can calculate ripple factor for half wave rectifier, ripple factor of full wave rectifier and ripple factor for bridge rectifier. Is it? That's why we call it as a general expression of a ripple factor. Now what is the expression? The expression is RMS value divided by average value square minus 1. Now, if you want to calculate ripple factor for half wave rectifier, then what you do? You put what is the value of IRMS and IDC for half wave rectifier in the equation. Is that if you want to calculate ripple factor for full wave rectifier, then whatever value of IRMS and IDC for full wave rectifier, take those values and put it in the equation, you will get ripple factor for full wave rectifier. Is it? Now let's calculate what is the ripple factor for full wave rectifier. Now for full wave rectifier, IRMS is equals to Im by root 2. Just now we have derived it. IRMS is equals to Im by root 2. And what is value of IDC? IDC is twice Im by pi. You remember we have derived this. Now these values for full wave rectifier we have already derived. Now put this value in above equation. Now here instead of half wave rectifier, let me correct it. I will write it is a full wave rectifier. Look at this. Now it is full wave rectifier. Value of IRMS is there, value of IDC is there with us. Put this value in above equation, then the equation becomes Im divided by root 2, and then it is twice Im divided by pi. Right? So what is the remaining thing? Look at this. If I square, then it will be Im square, they can cancel each other. Then Im square divided by, can I write here? Okay, for your sake I will do it. It is Im square. Look at this, Im square divided by 2 divided by 4. What happened with this pad? Sorry. Okay, at the last stage we got stuck somewhere. Okay, I'm sorry, I got stuck somewhere. It's not working properly. So whatever the thing is, let me check what happened. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Now what we have done, yes, we put the value of Im divided by root 2 twice Im divided by pi. Then the simplification finally comes to pi square. Yes, it will be Im will get cancelled, then it will be pi square is the only thing. Then 2 multiplied by 2 means it is again multiply by 2, 2, 2, 2. Yes, finally I am getting 8. It means what I need to write? I need to write pi square. Look at this. Pi square divided by 8. Now this 2, 2, 2. Yes, pi square divided by 8 minus 1. And finally what I am getting? I am getting here the new number as 0.48, roughly 0.48, or I can say 48%. And the ripple factor for full wave rectifier is 0.48 or 48%. In case of half wave rectifier, I told you what is the meaning of that of percent. Right? Now in case of full wave rectifier, it is 48%. It means the amount of AC components present in the output waveform is 48% that of DC waveform. Is it? The AC components are 48% of DC component. That's what the actual meaning of ripple factor. Is it? Now in next lecture we will start with transformer utilization factor. So here in this lecture we have seen almost 7 parameters. Is it? 7, 1, 2, 3. Yes, it's a 7. Now 7 parameters we are done with. Next 7 parameters we will continue in next lecture. Thank you.